welcome. Hello everyone. Welcome in. Okay. So I'm not sure if anyone has told you this information. It's not something that you get taught at school or in the doctor's or hospital or anywhere, but it is information that's actually going to help you. And this is what you should be teaching, you know, getting taught at schools and everything like that. So just see what resonates with you, but also understand that ego is always going to feel threatened by information that it doesn't know. And that's the whole point of, you know, you being a soul, having a human experience, but you've been brought up in a society that has dedicated all of its time to boost your ego, to make you believe that your ego is who you are. And so you live in a society where everything that you have been told to do and taught to do is everything that's boosting that ego. But ego is like, you know, a dog chasing its tail. You can never catch it. You're never going to be satisfied if you're living through your ego. Because ego is always going to make you feel stuck and limited. You know? So living through your ego is never going to fulfill you or make you happy. So let's get straight into this information. Hello, Angie. Okay. So on the board it says the only way out is within. The only way out is within. The only way out is within. Everything that you are going through currently and everything that you have ever gone through, you have created. All of those dynamics that you have gone through, you've created. Those patterns of behaviour, you've created. And what you will come to find as well is these patterns of behaviour keep playing out. And they will always keep playing out until you go within. Because the only way out is within. The only way to break the cycle is to go within. The only way to stop carrying your own baggage wherever you go is to go within. And I have so many people coming to me, you know, asking about why they've attracted this person and why they keep attracting that person. And the answer is really, really simple. The only way out is within. So if you are avoiding going within and healing your inner child, then you're always going to have these patterns of behaviour. And they will play out wherever you go. Because it's not about anything outside of you. That's an illusion. It appears so real, right? But everything is moving, everything's movement, which means your 3D reality that you experience, it can change. But the only way that it can change is if you change, because your 3D reality is the mirror. It's the mirror. And that's why people say everyone is you pushed out, because depending on what you are doing internally, that's the quality of your life wherever you go and with the people that you meet. So it's never about what's going on the outside, and it's everything to do with what is within you. Thank you so much for the likes. So I'll go over the board again and then we can just add some more things as well. Okay, I'm going to rub it off and do it again, but I'm going to keep that. The only way out is within. Guys, the only way out is within. And if you want to manifest that dream life, okay, because anything's possible, that dream relationship, friendships, job, amount of money, anything especially material items, right? Anything that you want to manifest, you can have it all because everything is here and now. So if you are interested in that, then the Self-Love Transformation Program, which is in the link in my bio, is the only program that you would need for the whole of your life to manifest that dream life. Okay, think of it as, you know, if you're going to uni and you're doing a course, it's like that, except you get to do it at your own pace. So there's no excuses. Thank you so much for the share, guys. I really appreciate it. The more people that this information can reach, the better, of course, as long as it's going to help them, and it is people that are going to take accountability, because I do not want anyone here that's in victim mentality, because, well, nothing's going to work for them. You know, they're always going to find an excuse of why they feel this way. It's always someone else's fault. So if you're a victim, then please, in the nicest way possible, please leave. We all go through stuff. We've all gone through trauma, abuse, neglect, all of that. It doesn't matter what you've gone through. It doesn't matter what you're going through. You can have anything. Your dream life is already here. You've not been told that this life is spiritual, but that's exactly what it is. It's not material, it's spiritual. Because if it was material, you would get that car or you would get that house and you would be happy forever. Because that's the material object that you have. If it was a material world, you'd be happy, but you're not, because you're a spiritual being. You're a soul having a human experience, and we live in a spiritual world, which means you can have the mansion, you can have the car, you can have all these nice flashy things, but until you feel good within, it's not going to change how you feel. It's going to add on to the fear that you're living in, or the guilt that you're living in, or whatever it may be. And it takes for some people, it takes them all their life to get to this realization. But you guys are here and you're hearing it right now. So, no excuses. If you want to live that dream life, because it's only up to you. No one's coming to save you. You are the one you've been looking for. It's all about you. So Self-Love Transformation Program, it is in the link in my bio. It is currently half price, so it will be going up to that original price at some point. But yeah, honestly, the only thing you'll ever need to manifest that dream life. So let's go over the board now. Okay. The only way out is within. Right, we've gone over that so many times. The only way out is within. So there's no escaping, there's no running, there's no hiding. If you want to change, if you want to live that dream life, you have to go within. If you want to change any dynamic, you have to go within. If you want to stop attracting narcissists and abusers, you have to go within you. Right? That's the only way anything's going to happen, anything's going to change. Because, again, we'll put the mirror. So the mirror is your life. So I like to put here 3D reality. Okay? That line down the middle is representing the mirror. Just like if you were to go up to a mirror, whatever you are giving it is exactly what is going to be reflected back to you. You don't wait for the mirror to change, for you to change. Thank you so much for the follow. Otherwise, you'd be waiting forever, because it's not going to happen. You must change, and then the mirror is going to reflect that change. That is exactly like your life. If you want anything to change, you have to change what's going on within you. And then, because that's all it is, it's just a mirror. At the moment, it's just reflecting back to you who you believe you are. So if people are putting you down, if people are abusing you, manipulating you, controlling you, all of that, it's because of what you are doing within and the beliefs that you hold about yourself. If you don't think you're worthy, if you don't think you're good enough, if you limit yourself and shrink yourself, the mirror has to reflect that. So now in your interactions and people that you meet, they have to make you feel small. They have to belittle you, because that's what you're doing within. You shrink yourself. So these people will have to mirror that back to you. Do you understand how it works? Because it is literal, right? It is literal. And, you know, obviously when you're looking at a mirror, you are getting the reflection of you back to you. Again, that's like your life, because everyone is a reflection of you. Just because people look different, just because you get different sizes, colours, shapes, everything, it does not matter. Everything is the same consciousness. So everyone is you pushed out. And that means whatever you are doing to yourself internally, you're projecting that into your reality to have this experience. Everyone is you pushed out. So it's all about what are you doing to you. Thank you so much for the share. If you want to change anything, okay, it's not about waiting or trying or searching or needing or whatever. It's nothing to do with anyone outside of you. It's all to do with you. The only way out is within. Okay, let's go back to the board. So, again, the mirror. Let's draw some stick people just so you can have an understanding of what's going on, right? All these people, okay, they may look different, right? But it's got absolutely nothing to do with what their job role is. All these people, okay, how they're going to show up in your reality, they've got one job. They've got one job. And that only job is to validate your beliefs. In other words, they validate who you believe you are, who you are being, most importantly. That's their only job. So we can label them. You know, this one could be your romantic partner. Okay. This one could be your boss at work. This one could be your friend or your so-called friend, right? And depending on what's going on within you, it's going to make all the difference on how these people treat you, how they show up in your life, you know? Because you've created them. Again, what have we just said? Everyone is you pushed out. These people are you pushed out. So when you're interacting with them, you're interacting with yourself. They are mirroring back to you who you believe you are. Okay. And this is why I say, look, if you are still in the victim mentality, again, this live is not going to be for you. Because as you can imagine, it takes accountability to be able to go within and actually think, shit, I've actually created this. You know, that abusive relationship, yes, you've created it with your low self-worth, with limiting yourself, shrinking yourself, thinking that you are nothing. Okay? Because that person, they're a mirror to you, right? Think about it as well. This is a really good way to think about it. Thank you so much for the share. Okay. Because I have so many people, you know, message me and they go, I don't understand. I would never attract a narcissist. I would never, ever allow that into my life. Okay, so the first thing I say is, right, okay, so you're telling me you respect yourself then? And they go, what? Wait, what do you mean respect myself? I go, if you're saying that you don't attract a narcissist, great. So you respect yourself then. And then they don't know what to say. Because your life is a mirror. If you respect yourself, a narcissist would not go anywhere near you. Because your level of self-love and respect is going to be intimidated to that person. They would not even come across you, okay? Your paths would not cross. Remember, guys, everything is energy. Everything is energy. However, if you are an individual that's operating on the lowest frequencies, okay, low self-respect, absolutely hate who you are, right? Self-hatred. You're the perfect match for a narcissist. Because by you hating who you are and having no respect for yourself, You welcome disrespect. So then you're open arms for everyone that wants to come in and disrespect you, because you're already disrespecting yourself by hating who you are as a person. And your life is a mirror. So think about it. People in narcissistic relationships, abusive relationships, manipulating, gaslighting relationships, right? They experience the disrespect. They see it, they experience it, right? But what happens? They don't just walk away, because they don't know their worth, because they are operating from self-hatred. They would rather be in this relationship than be on their own. They would rather pour everything into this person, begging them, pleading them to change, than to walk away and find someone better, because they have no respect for themselves. Okay, again, look at the board. It's a mirror. It is a mirror. Thank you so much for the share, guys. I really appreciate it. Again, the more people where this information is going to help them, the better. Because the amount of people, especially in this day and age, that are in abusive relationships, that are in toxic relationships, right? They're being gaslit, manipulated every day. If they knew this information, okay, and implemented it, the whole life would change. Because, again, the only way out is within. The only way out is within. So even if you are with a narcissist or an abusive person and you leave, that's not enough, because you're going to find that same person in a different body. Thank you so much for the share. Okay, the only way out is within. I promise you, that is the only way out. You have a narcissistic relationship as one example, but getting bullied at work, is another example. Example. Getting bullied by your friends, getting manipulated by your friends. Again, narcissists do not just come in a form of a romantic partner. And I always say this, if you have a narcissistic relationship that is romantic, you are probably surrounded by them everywhere you go, but you are unaware. So your boss is probably a narcissist. Your friends that you call your friends are probably narcissists as well. So this is why, again, if you are operating from a low self-concept and self-hatred, it's not just going to be your romantic partner that you have to deal with, that you think is the bad thing in your life. It's going to be everywhere. You may just be blinded to it because, again, you're calling these people your friends. You're not seeing them for who they actually are. You're not aware of the little digs they make at you, or the little snidely looks they give to you, or the things they say to you that you take as, oh, they're being nice, they're being truthful, but they're telling you the opposite because they want to keep you shrinking yourself. They want to keep you not ever outshining them, because that is them validating that you shrink yourself, that you are operating from a low self-concept. Thank you so much for the follow, guys. Okay, so if you want to manifest that dream life, dream partner, dream house, whatever it may be, Self-Love Transformation Program, it is in the link in my bio, and it is the only program that you will ever need for the whole of your life to manifest that dream life. You don't need to, go to uni and get a degree. You don't need to be in a job that you hate. All of this stuff is programming. You've been programmed, you've been indoctrinated. You don't have to do any of that. You have to just go within, honestly. You're not taught this information, but you have to go within. Everything's already here and now, and everything's within you. So guys, it is half price at the moment, and it is in the link in my bio. It's called Self-Love Transformation Program. So you must go within. You must go within. Yes, Angie. Let's see how many times I say that this live. Hopefully 100, because I want it to stick in people's heads. Okay, the only way out is within. This is what I recommended people to do earlier today, is get yourself some sticky notes, right? And write on it, the only way out is within. And put it on your mirror or somewhere that you're going to see every single day. So especially if you're feeling tired or down or whatever, you can read it and it's going to do something to you while you read it. Because you may be going through the same cycle over and over. But as soon as you gain awareness that you are going through that cycle, you can change it by going within. So I highly recommend you doing that, guys. Oh my gosh. Love that. Love that. Okay. Let's go back on the board. So, again, the only way out is within. Right. A mirror. This is your life. 3D reality that you experience. Everyone, all these people, let's actually write it down. You pushed out. Okay? Because these people are only going to act the way they do towards you based on you. Based on what you are doing internally. Because they are you pushed out, right? Which means that if you change, the only way out is within. So if you change what's going on within you, they have to reflect that change. They have to now show up differently because the reflection of the mirror has changed. Okay, just like you going up to a mirror, right? You're always giving it a sad face. It's always going to give you a sad face. No amount of waiting for a happy face is going to give you a happy face. In other words, no amount of begging someone to change is going to make them change for you. No amount of pouring onto people is going to change. No amount of waiting, okay, that's a big one. No amount of waiting is going to reflect a change. The only way the mirror is going to change is if you actually decide to go within. And now you've changed what's going on. You've changed the reflection. So it has to give you that change. It came from you. It didn't come from you waiting for this person to change for you to feel better. It didn't come from you waiting for anything outside of you for you to feel better. It all came from you. It all came from you. Because you decided that and you realised that going within is the only way out. Only way out. So just look at it like that mirror. Okay. So I don't know whether we should do an example of someone that is operating from a healed inner child, which means they have a high self-concept, they know their worth, all of that. Or if we should do an example of someone operating from a traumatized inner child, which means they don't know their worth. They are operating from self-hatred. So let's just see which example we should do. Do both. Okay, that's a good idea. Okay, we'll do both then. Right. But guys, if you are interested in changing your life, the only program that you will ever need is the Self-Love Transformation Program. It is the first link in my bio, and you've got that for life. You can manifest absolutely everything. It all comes down to your feelings, and you is about what you are doing within. So let's do an example of traumatized inner child. Okay, we're going to have to do like separate examples of how people... Right, we'll keep that on for now. So let's say this is you. And you are someone operating from a traumatized inner child, which means your feelings are fear. You are operating, you're not living, you're barely surviving. You're operating in survival mode. The feelings of fear, okay, include insecurity, you know, which is anxiety. I'll put anxiety. Insecurity, anxiety, feeling of unsafety. And you can keep going on. There could be loads of things there. But briefly, this person, okay, they're operating from a traumatized inner child, which means they are also disconnected within. So all of these encounters have to add on to the fact that they are disconnected. They're never going to feel close to these people. They're never going to feel like they understand these people or these people understand them. They're going to feel unsafe. So how these people have to act and what they have to say has to add on to the fact that they feel unsafe, okay? Another one, anxiety. They're going to have to act out in ways and say things to add on to this person's anxiety, because this is what's within them. They're operating from a traumatized inner child. Fear. They must act out in ways and do things to add on to the fact that this person is living in fear. And then the bottom line is, we know they're not living. They're barely surviving. They're in survival mode. Okay? So everything that's going to go on is all due to what's going on within this person. It's dictating everything. Every single thing. Okay, so, I mean, you guys can probably imagine how it's going to go. If someone is operating from a traumatized inner child, they're disconnected within. They are living in survival mode, okay? They are living in fear, anxiety, insecurity. Let's just say the absolute lowest of the low. Yeah, when you have fear, you are living in survival mode, absolutely. Everyone living in fear, barely surviving, because you're in survival mode. You're on edge, you're paranoid. That's what's going to manifest in your life. So, let's go back to the board. We'll put self-hatred, but obviously someone living in fear is someone that doesn't like themselves. Bottom line, if you're living in fear, you don't like who you are at all, because you're not accepting who you are. You're not loving yourself, right? The feelings of fear. You're scared of who you are and your life. So, self-hatred. Bottom line, if you're living in fear, you hate who you are. So this also means that you are disrespecting yourself. You welcome disrespect, open arms. Okay, so that's you. This is what goes on with you, within you. Okay? And because your life is a mirror, all these people, they're going to have to mirror back that to you. Because you're creating all of the dynamics. Again, all these people are you pushed out. They're you pushed out. They are all just a mirror to mirror back to you, you. And this is you. This is what's going on within you. You're disconnected within, so all your relationships are going to feel disconnected. You hate who you are, so all these people have to mirror back that you do not like yourself. You disrespect yourself by hating who you are. These people have to be disrespectful to you. Thank you so much for the follows, guys. These people have to disrespect you. And a good way to know if you are disrespecting yourself is very, very, very easy. Because when you notice the disrespect, you leave. But if you are someone that's disrespecting themselves, okay, you make up an excuse for why they did that. You allow that behaviour. You feel sorry for them or whatever it may be. You tell them they're going to change. You ask them to change. You stay with them, even though they've just disrespected you. They've showed you exactly who they are, and they've showed you exactly who you are. But you've not decided to go within, and you've just decided to stay with them. Which means the disrespect is going to keep on happening over and over and over and over. Because the only way out is within. No amount of begging someone to change is going to change, because it's not actually them. You've created that dynamic with what's going on within you. So That's just a cry for the fact that you want to change. But you may not have the awareness that it comes from you going within. You may genuinely think, okay, this person's told me they're going to change. I think they're going to change. I'll stay with them. But the only way out is within. If you want anyone to change, you have to change first. You have to. And they're going to reflect that change. The thing that would happen as well, if they don't reflect that change because they've not done the work, but you've done the work, you would not be attracted to them. You would not even want them in your life. So everything is always working out for you, because when you go within, your type in people is going to automatically change. You're only attracted to that person because of the emotional wounds that you are operating at. Like an anxiously attached and avoidantly attached are always attracted to each other because it's energy, it's dynamics, it's energy patterns. As soon as one of them pulls their energy away, they break that push and pull cycle. As soon as one goes within, they're no longer attracted to that dynamic. It puts them off. The lack of communication, the disrespect, it just turns them all the way off. They would not entertain that anymore because they've gone within. And again, the only way out is within. So if we want to be specific, we can be specific on the board with actually what's going to go on with each individual person. So let's firstly go with romantic partner. Okay. So again, these people's only job is to validate your beliefs. That's all they're there for. To validate what you believe to be true. Okay. So we're going to say that this is your romantic partner. Okay. So you are always getting met your deep-rooted beliefs. They're always being validated. Not what you think, not what you're romanticizing about, what actually is, because you are going to get reflected back to you. Okay? So this romantic partner, I mean, we already know what they're going to be like and how they're going to act. Because it's just literally a reflection of what's already going on. So I'm basically just going to have to be writing the same things out. So this is your partner, okay? And they are your mirror. They're your mirror. Well, this is everything that goes on with you. So again, they have to disrespect you because that's what you do to you. So let's cross that out. You absolutely hate yourself. So they're going to mirror back the fact that you hate yourself. They're going to act out in ways to add on to the hatred that you have for yourself, okay? It could be little digs they make, little comments they make, making you feel jealous, insecure. I don't know, they've got to do that because that's what you do to you. So I'll put digs, little digs, comments, little comments at you, making you jealous, Okay, disconnect. Yeah, you're going to feel like you don't know them. They're going to feel like they don't know you. How they're going to treat you and act is you're going to have the thought of, they have no idea who I am. You're literally going to feel disconnected in the relationship because that's how you feel within. And that person's going to say things and do things and you're going to think, wait, do they even know me? How do they not know that I like this or I don't like this? How are they speaking to me like I'm a stranger? What the hell? That's exactly how you're going to think. And it's crazy how it works because it's like the longer that you're with this person, the stronger these things are going to be. Whereas you would typically think the longer you're in a relationship with someone, the stronger you bond. And that's absolutely true for people that are genuinely in that connection, for true, genuine love. But if it's a trauma bond like this would have to be, over time, what you believe about yourself, they just mirror it even stronger. So, for example, you could be with this person for 40 years and the level of disconnect every single year gets stronger and stronger. And you're thinking, oh my God, they have no idea who I am. But I've been with them for 50 years. How do they not know this about me? How do they not know that? How do they not know that I don't like it when they say that or this or whatever? Because they have to mirror back to you that you are disconnected within. Okay? Again, look at the board, mirror, and that in the middle is literally a mirror. I don't know how many times I have to say literally a mirror. Whatever you are doing is what you are going to get. And this is why you cannot hide, you cannot run. You can't, because you cannot deceive the universe. You cannot deceive the universe. You are the universe experiencing itself. You cannot deceive the universe. All the parts of yourself that you don't want to show, you're still going to experience them wherever you go. All the parts of yourself that you try and suppress or hide or whatever, you live with that every single day because you manifest with everything within you. Do you understand? Like, you can't, you know, when people say wear a mask, okay, they're not really wearing a mask. Because let's say these people, they want a family or a romantic relationship, the mask has to come down. They can't wear a mask. You can't fulfill a life wearing a mask because you cannot deceive the universe. There's no way. You are the universe experiencing itself. So how can you deceive yourself? You know what you do. You know how you feel. Just because you're trying to, you know, persuade other people that you've done things differently or that you feel different or whatever, you know what goes on within you. There's no deceiving. Oh my gosh, guys. Okay, let's go back to the board. So we've got to disconnect, right? Feeling unsafe again, okay? They'll act out in ways that has to add on that you don't feel safe in your own body. Let's just say physical, right? They could get physical, okay? They could emotional, let's say scream. They scream at you. They're angry at you. Because deep down, you're angry at yourself. Look, what you're doing, all of this within you, is going to create feelings of anger. Fear is anything that doesn't feel safe. Well, anger adds on to that. So this person's going to act out in ways to make you feel unsafe, okay? It adds on to the fact that you are living in fear. They're just a mirror, mirroring back to you what's going on within you. So again, insecurity and anxiety, we've basically gone over that as well. They'll say things to you to make you feel insecure, to make you feel anxious, because that's how you feel within. You don't feel safe in your own body and you don't feel secure in your own body. So they could mention their ex, you know, little digs at you, try and make you jealous. When you look good, you know, put you down or act like they're not even looking at you. Do things that adds on to your anxiety and insecurity because that's what's within you, okay? And this is why no one's a victim. And no one is a victim because you've created that person because of what's going on within you. You've created them. And, you know, it is beautiful to know this information because, again, it just confirms the only way out is within. You are not a victim. Absolutely, Sandy. I'm not sure why that's been muted, that comment, but let's approve it. Yeah. The only way out is within. The only way out is within. Thank you so much for the share, guys. Look, this is why I don't deal with people in victim mentality. I'm really sorry. I have unconditional love for everyone, but as soon as someone's being a victim, I have to walk away. I cannot, because they don't want to take accountability. Someone that is playing victim do not want to take accountability for the way their life is. They want to blame everyone. But I'm here to tell you, you attracted that person in the first place because of your low self-concept. Like, I want to help you. I want you to not attract this again. If you don't take accountability and you play victim, you're always going to attract the same person in a different body. You're always going to have those same cycles over and over and over and over. Okay, so insecurity and anxiety. You know, you can think of other things that partner would do to you. They would make you feel jealous. They would make you feel insecure. They would point things out about you that you've already explained that you are insecure about, because you are an insecure person. You are, let's for a second, insecurity comes from not feeling secure within. That's where it stems from. So being with this person, you have already explained everything about you that makes you insecure, that you're insecure about. Because obviously that's a projection of you. So your romantic partner already knows all of your insecurities, and they're going to have to mirror that back to you, what you are insecure about, because they're a mirror. So they'll point out your insecurities. They'll make you feel anxious with what they say to you. Okay, all of that is going to happen because that's what's going on within you. You are living in survival mode, so they just have to mirror that back to you. You're going to be stressed out with them. You're going to feel anxious with them, paranoid, disrespected, hate yourself even more than you do, insecure, anxious, all of that, because that's what's going on within you. You are operating from a traumatized inner child. So, you know, in the most simplest way for everyone to understand, when you are operating from a traumatized inner child, all of your experiences are going to be traumatic, because they have to add on to the fact that there's a trapped little girl or boy within you, you know? Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to go over a boss dynamic at work, and then we'll do a friend dynamic. And then we'll go over someone operating from a healed inner child. And guys, if you want to manifest your dream life, you know, that dream partner, that house, that in that location, that car, that amount of money, whatever it is, because you can manifest anything. Everything is already here and now. You've manifested this person, okay? You might not like what you've manifested, but you manifested them. So if you know that, isn't that amazing? Because it means you could manifest the dream partner that you want. Because it all comes down to your beliefs and what's going on within you. It's the most incredible thing ever, you know? And again, I always say this information, it is priceless. I would rather know this information than have like £1 trillion. Because if someone took this information away from me, oh my gosh, like no way. You can't put a price on it. Genuinely, wholeheartedly, that is literally how I'm thinking. Thank you so much for the share, guys. And the people that don't like this information are the people that need it the most. They're the people in victim mentality. They are the people that don't want to take accountability. So again, it always has to be unconditional love for everyone. For everyone. It's just how it works. So if you want to change your life, self-love transformation program, it is in the link in my bio. It is currently half price, guys. And that is the only program that you will need for the whole of your life. It's like if you were going to go to uni and do a course, except you do it at your own pace. You know, you let your intuition guide you. Yes, everything is ordered for you to do, but you do it when you are guided to do it. Okay. Thank you so much for all the shares, everyone. Right, let me see some of your comments, and then we'll do the rest of the examples. Guys, yeah, if you can teach your children this as well, they would get it straight away. It's like a light bulb moment for them, because they already know it. They'll be like, oh my gosh, that makes so much sense. You know, it does make so much sense. Okay, let me just... Right, 1 second. I know, guys, imagine if you learnt this at schools or unis or all of that. Like, wow. That's why I have done that program, because it's kind of like if you were to go to a course and do a uni course, except this is actually something that's going to help everyone. No matter what you've gone through, where you are, it's real life healing. You could literally have, you know, you could have cancer or anything like that. You could have a mental illness. You could have OCD, BPD, bipolar, intrusive thoughts, all of that. And with the program, it will heal you, because you only have these things because you're living in fear. They don't tell you this. Oh my gosh. You don't understand how annoyed I have got in the hospitals and doctors before, because everyone in there have been indoctrinated. They tell you what they've read from a big textbook. Nothing outside of that. You can't question it. If it's not in the textbooks, it's just not true. Oh my gosh, guys, they don't want to see me in there, honestly. But yeah, so you're not told the truth, and it's fine for me to say that because it is true. So that's why I'm here, and it will be in schools, hospitals, everywhere. It's real life healing. You know, it's getting to the root of the issue. It's actually telling people what they can do to change, rather than masking what's going on. So imagine, yeah, I'm teaching my sons. I absolutely love that. Yeah, teach your children, get them aware of this, and they will be the ones teaching the adults. You are not a victim, absolutely. So to get out of fear, guilt, shame, any emotion that's unconditional love, to get out of it, you have to change your energy, okay? Because you are operating from a traumatized inner child, so you need to heal within. That's the only way. Which, okay, in another way of saying it is you have to think differently to produce different feelings, because you have to change what you believe to be true. Healing your inner child is simply changing those beliefs that don't serve you. Because if you are operating with a traumatized inner child, it's because of the deep-rooted beliefs that you hold about yourself is out of alignment with who you really are. For example, you'll have deep-rooted beliefs that you're not good enough, that you're not worthy, that nice things aren't for you, that you're not capable of that thing, right? That people leave you, nothing good stays in your life. Whatever it may be, is produced the feelings that you carry. So until you change what you believe to be true, which is, in other words, until you heal that traumatized inner child, you're always going to have these cycles of behavior play out, and they're just going to add on to the trauma, add on to the fear, add on to the anxiety, add on to the depression, paranoia, whatever it may be. But you have to think, why is that there in the first place? There's nothing wrong with you, okay? It's because you're living with a traumatized inner child within you. That's another thing that you're never even told. You're not even told that the inner child is you. And depending on if they feel safe within you, makes all the difference to the type of life you're going to live, the quality of the life you're going to live. All the difference. You're not told that. Okay. Oh yeah, children are incredible, honestly. Until they go through trauma, neglect and abuse, and then they start thinking that they're not as incredible. That's how it goes. Okay, so if you want love and acceptance, again, that comes from loving and accepting yourself. If you want to be validated, it comes from validating yourself. because everything you are experiencing from your own energy. How can you feel validated if you're not feeling the feelings of validation? Which means if you don't have validation for yourself, how could you ever feel validated? Just think about that for a second, because you cannot. If you don't feel worthy, if you don't feel worthy within, how are you ever going to feel worthy? Because you're the one feeling everything from your own energy. Same with love. If you don't truly love who you are, how are you ever going to feel love? You're going to doubt it. You're going to doubt that love. You just, you're not going to believe it. It all comes from you. Healing your inner child, okay, is changing what you believe to be true so you can manifest a life that you love. Anything is possible. Absolutely anything. If you can visualize it, you can have it to experience. It can be your reality. Healing your inner child is becoming the parent to that inner child. Every single day, you show up for yourself. Another way of saying it is becoming your own best friend, because that's a must. If you want to live an amazing life, you have to do that. You have to become the parent to your inner child. It's a must. Okay, let me just see the comments, guys. EFT tapping can be great to use, but I wouldn't just use it on its own. Okay, if you want an actual transformation, for example, the program, right, is for, let's say you have mental illnesses or you don't want to be here anymore. Like, you literally don't want to be here anymore, but you want to be living in Greece with a family of 5, a dog, a cat, have a Porsche, whatever. That's who the program's for. If you absolutely want to transform who you are as a person. So I don't recommend, just do this affirmation today or just do this. Yeah, of course it can work, but I'm just teaching you how to absolutely transform into this new version of you that has everything that you want, okay? Despite where you are right now. Crippled with anxiety, depression, BPD, OCD, bipolar, all of that, don't care. You can be whoever you want and live the life that you would like. So the full transformation is in Self-Love Transformation Program, the only thing you would ever need. But if you want to ask questions like, oh, does this work or does this work? I mean, yeah, it could work, but I'm not going to recommend just doing one thing. I want you guys to go all in, But you could try EFT tapping if you ever feel overwhelmed. But again, it's not going to transform you. It's not going to transform what you believe to be true. It might make you feel better, but we don't really care about feeling a bit better. We want to live that life that you came here to live. That's what I care about for you guys. Not just, oh, I feel slightly better. No, that's not enough. That's not enough. Okay, everything is determined by resonance, which is your frequency or state of being. So when you change, right, from a traumatized inner child to a healed inner child, you wouldn't even have to do EFT tapping. You would just have to continue doing the tools and techniques that you like and enjoy. You wouldn't have to do something to calm yourself down or whatever, because you've changed your energy. You'll just do things that keep adding on to how you feel, How do you shake off bad habits, addiction, alcohol, and keep coming back? Generational. Self-Love Transformation Program. Self-Love Transformation Program. You know, I don't care what you've gone through, how you are right now. You could be an alcoholic, a drug addict, all of that. As long as you are going to take accountability and get out of the victim mentality, anything's possible. But if you're still being a victim, then definitely do not get the program, because you just won't like it. Because I basically tell you, you know, you have to take accountability. What will transform the child trauma? By healing your inner child. Healing your inner child is going to transform it. Okay, so if you have any questions on the Self-Love Transformation Program, please ask them. Again, it is half price at the moment, but it will be going up to the original price. So if you want to be in there, you know, it is the only thing you need to manifest your dream life. Hand on heart, with all of my soul, I promise you. Okay, let's go on to a boss now at work, and then we'll do a friend. We can get even deeper than this, right? But I think you get the idea. Whatever's going on for you, they're going to reflect, okay? We can also add manipulating, gaslight, all of that to confuse you, because you're living disconnected. So by your partner manipulating you, it's going to add on to the fact that you feel disconnected. With your partner gaslighting you, controlling you, it's going to add on to the fact that you feel disconnected. So yeah, they're going to do those things because it's going to confirm that you are disconnected within. Okay? So, of course, we can go on to examples as well of what they're going to do, all of that. But you get the idea, okay? All of this is going to be mirrored. They're going to mirror that back to you. So, in other words, they are mirroring the level of love that you have for yourself, where you don't have any. So they're mirroring the lack of love you have for yourself. And because you're operating from self-hatred, okay, you absolutely hate who you are. For them to mirror the lack of love they have for you, you have to understand that it was never love. It has to be lust. Because you don't love yourself. So how can they mirror confirmation? How can they mirror love when you don't love yourself? They have to mirror lust, because that's reflecting the lack of love that you have within you. You don't feel worthy. You don't think you're good enough. All of that. So for someone to just look at you as an object, you know, that makes sense, because you don't think highly of yourself at all. So of course it makes complete sense, and that is exactly how that person has always seen you. You know, so... Okay. But yeah, guys, any questions on the Self-Love Transformation Program, please ask me. Taking responsibility gives you so much power. It absolutely does. I feel like that is the same as taking accountability. Yeah. Taking accountability, taking responsibility, it gives you all your power back. You know, you're no longer giving your power away to all these people and thinking about this and that and being a victim. Oh, little me. No. So taking responsibility, accountability, gives you so much power. Now all your power is back onto you. Okay, so let's do a boss at work. We have rubbed, well, not rubbed, but I still know what they say anyway, so it's fine. So we're going to do a boss at work. Okay, this is your boss. Wow, great. Okay, again, what they're going to have to do is literally the exact same. You know, it doesn't matter if it's your romantic partner, your boss, a stranger, a friend. They just have to mirror back what's going on. So let's say, judges you, okay? you know, compares you to the other workers, I don't know, compares you to other workers, puts you down, picks on you, let's just say bullies you, but it may not appear very obvious, okay, because they themselves could be a narcissist. So it may not appear obvious, it may be really sly, little digs, comments, getting under your skin, but, you know, disrespecting you, aren't they? They're doing that. Disrespecting you, okay? Doing everything to add on to the fear that you are living in. You know, make you anxious, make you feel insecure. Okay, may pick on things about you in front of other people, may get other people to talk about you, you know, may embarrass you, not in front of just them, but the whole team or whatever. May pick on you when you wear certain things or when you say certain things or do certain things. May pick on the way that you look, what you wear, how you are as a person. You know, when you're not at work, let's say you ring up and you're ill or you go on holiday or whatever, annual leave, you're going to be paranoid, you're going to be anxious, thinking, oh, what are they saying about me? Are they saying stuff about me? What if I've not done this right? Oh no, I can't remember if I did this or that or whatever. You know, you might get a call from your boss. Again, instant panic, instant anxiety. Oh no, what are they going to say? What do they want? Da 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 da. So again, they're mirroring back to you. You are someone that has a traumatized inner child, so they have to traumatize you. All of your dynamics and all of your situations have to traumatize you because that's what you're doing within you. By living with a traumatized inner child, all of your experiences have to feel traumatizing. So your boss will do anything to add on to your fear, to add on to the fact that you are living in survival mode, to add on to your insecurity, your anxiety, your disconnect within, your self-hatred. You know, they have to disrespect you because you disrespect yourself. Okay? So it's pretty straightforward to be able to see. How I wish I could go back to those situations with the knowledge I have now. Sunrise, it's all in the self-love transformation program. All the tools, all the techniques, everything that you need to manifest your dream life. Your dream relationship, you know, romantic and platonic, the work, where you want to live, everything. It's all in there. So again, when it comes to the friend, I don't think we have to put it on the board. You understand by now. Your life is a mirror. Your life is a mirror. Nothing more, nothing less. A direct mirror. So we can just speak. What would the friend do? Well, the friend is definitely not going to be an actual friend. Even though you call them a friend, they're not going to be there for you or have your best interests at heart, have your back, want the best for you. They're going to be sly, they're going to be sneaky, they're going to say things, try and put you down, make you feel small, disrespect you, you know, make you feel insecure, anxious, all of that, because they have to be a mirror. You may still even, call them your friends, and you may not even have the awareness of half the stuff they do behind your back, or even when you're with them. The comments they make, the things they do. Or you may even be aware, but you just put up with it. Because again, you disrespect yourself, which means when people are disrespecting you, you do not stick up for yourself or say anything. You allow the disrespect to happen. You allow it to keep happening because you disrespect yourself. So if you were someone that respected themselves, any slight bit of disrespect and you would be gone. But because you disrespect yourself, you put up with it. Okay? So it's that mirror. Whatever you are doing is what you are having to experience. In the Self-Love Transformation Program, we are rewiring the neurons. So what we actually do is we replace the limiting beliefs with beliefs that serve you. So you are now operating from feelings of peace, love, joy, safety and security, which means all of your encounters, all of your relationships, everything that you do adds on to your safety and security. People act out in ways to confirm that you feel safe and secure, you know? Strangers treating you with love make you feel joyful. Your manifestations happening right in front of you adds on to the joy and safety and security that you feel within. Because you are creating every single thing. Every single thing. So again, you get the level of self-worth you have for yourself. So your life is based on how worthy you think you are. And it makes so much sense when you look at your life and all the people in it and what's going on. Because if you don't feel like you're worthy, it's showing you in every area, in all the dynamics, it's showing you. Whereas if you feel worthy, wow, your life, again, it shows you. You have the most amazing times with people, even strangers. You get free gifts. People treat you so amazing, okay? Because you have worked on your mindset. You have healed your inner child. You have programmed yourself to live that life that you have always dreamt of. You've made it a reality. And that's what we all do in the program. So that's why it's the only thing that you ever need to manifest your dream life. It all has always been you. The only way out is within. The only way out is within. And you don't want to keep repeating cycles because they can continue to repeat all your life. If you don't break the cycle, yeah, it will continue all your life, you know. If the person looks different, I mean, that's not everything, is it? Because the pattern of behaviour is going to play out with that person. Looks fade, and you're not really with someone for the looks. And if you are, well, you're never going to be happy because the cycle of pattern is going to play out. Doesn't matter what they look like. If they're abusing you or controlling you or manipulating you, you're the one that has to suffer. But you are creating that. Yeah, you can use strangers as a good indication of where you are on your manifesting journey. I love this, right? Because there was a time, and there would be for you as well, where you are anxious or paranoid of people that you don't know. You know, they may, I don't know, you'll all have your different kind of experiences. But as soon as you start having interactions with strangers that adds on to your joy, maybe you get free gifts or people giving you directions or I don't know, whatever it may be. You know your manifestations are on the way because you've just had an interaction that made you feel joy. That's within you. So your manifestations that make you feel joy are on the way. You know, use strangers and also use your dreams as well. When you wake up from a dream, if you are feeling joyful and excited for the day ahead, that's a good indication that you are living in joy within. If you have dreams where your manifestations come true, it's just confirming that you've manifested it in the quantum and it's already here. It's only a matter of time before you experience it in the 3D because your dreams and your 3D are interlinked. Your dreams are just as real as what you experience in the 3D. Your imagination is just as real as your 3D. Every first manifests in the quantum before you see it in 3D reality. Every single thing. Think about it. Even all the objects in your life, they were all first manifested in the quantum. People have thought that into existence. They had to have thought it to create it. How else could they create it? It came from someone's imagination. The imagination is the reality. Okay, get yourself a sticky note, write on it, the imagination is the reality. And get another sticky note and write on it, the only way out is within. And put it on your mirror or somewhere that you see every single day. And if you want to go that little bit further, get another one and write on it, I have to have lived my dream life in the quantum before I experience it in the 3D. In other words, you have to have visualized and have already lived that dream life in your imagination, which is the quantum, to be able to see it show up in the 3D. That's how manifestation works. Most humans are just manifesting on default, you know? They're manifesting things that they don't actually want to experience because they're lacking this information and how powerful their imagination is. So they're being attached to thoughts that don't serve them. They're allowing themselves to think all day of negativity and lack. They get upset when they keep manifesting more lack and negativity, but they lack the awareness that they're creating that with their imagination. In a romantic relationship, they control our emotions so bad it's hard to let them go. Not if you don't allow that, not if you are focused on you and you have a high self-concept. That would only happen for someone that doesn't respect themselves and that doesn't have a high self-worth. You would not allow yourself to be controlled or manipulated or whatever if you love who you are, because you would never allow that type of person in your energy. Remember, guys, your energy is your currency. Your energy is just as important as money, because money is just pieces of paper. It's the value that you hold that gives it meaning, just like you are energy. The value that you give it determines everything. Okay, guys, a few last questions before I head off. But if you want to manifest your dream life, Self-Love Transformation Program is the only thing that you'll ever need for the whole of your life to manifest that dream life. It has everything in there. Manifest that dream relationship, romantic, platonic, whatever. If you want to break the cycles and not continue to repeat, it's the best thing. It will absolutely change your life, okay? Hands down. So let's see if we can put... Okay. It's all in the Self-Love Transformation Program. It's not just one step or one tool. I give you all of the tools and techniques, and it's up to you. What would you like to ask? That's very important. Guys, what's your questions? Okay, I'll put a few of these on for you. Oops. I didn't mean to do that. What when everyone is giving you love in 3D except so? Huh? What when everyone is giving you love in 3D except... What do you mean? Thank you for the likes, everyone. What, I write again? Okay, you can write it again. I'll stay on for a few more minutes, guys. If you have any questions. Oh, why? I know why that's happening. It's because... Okay, one moment, guys. It's because... Okay, one moment, guys. Right, this person has put, what when everyone is giving you love in 3D except SP, I mean. Okay, remember everyone is a mirror, mirroring back what's going on for you. Right, so let's say you are an individual that has an abandonment wound. Let's say you have a deep-rooted belief that people always leave you, okay? Which means that the mirror, which is your life, has to show that. You're going to be drawn to people that in the end leave you because it's an energy dynamic. You know, it matches your wound, which means even if there's so many people interested in you, you're not interested in someone being interested in you. You are interested in someone that moves on, that leaves you, that is distant, cold, you know, avoidant towards you. Because that's what you're drawn to. It's familiar. It matches the wounds you have. And you just confirmed it. You just put, but it looks like he's moving on. You've just confirmed what I just said. Okay, if you listen, I've just told you everything that you need to know about that. I'm not sure. I think you might be quite young. But yeah, I just said all of that. Right, let's go to... Okay, this is what I mean. It's going really big. Oops. Thank you so much for the likes. Oh, thank you for sharing the live, guys. Okay, you say to write something to help manifest. Okay, there's quite a few things that I said to write down, but I'll go over them again. So get your piece of paper, your sticky notepad or whatever. First thing I want you to write down is the only way out is within, and stick it somewhere that you see every day, because this is going to be really important and powerful to you, especially the days where you find yourself not feeling good, you know, feeling a bit down, because you know the only way out is within. It will actually, if you keep looking at it every day, it will do something to you and you'll actually go within. So that's number one to write down. The other one to write down was, the imagination is the reality. The imagination is the reality. thank you for the follow. Guys, can you read that properly? Or is it a bit zoomed in? Okay. I want my appearance to look a certain way. How do I manifest it? Everything's here and now. Everything's here and now. So you manifest that appearance by embodying that version of you right here and now. And it's only a matter of time before you literally become that person. So how do they act? What do they do? Right? If you're saying it's about appearance, well, what does this person do with those features? How do they do their skincare, their makeup? And I'm not on about an actual person, I mean you. How would that version of you show up every day? How would they do their hair, their makeup, their skincare? What products would they put on their face? You know, this is how manifestation works. You've got to become that version, that person, before you actually see it and it shows up. This is how manifestation works. Have you ever manifested an ex back? Does it always take long? Yes, I have, but I've realised, okay, the most important thing is you focusing on you. You focusing on you. And thinking about your intention behind why you want that person so bad. Because when I manifested someone, when they came back, I didn't even want them anymore. Because during the manifesting of them, I decided it's not about me wanting this thing back, it's about me working on me. And when you do that, of course they all come back, but you don't want them anymore because you're a different version of you. The old behaviour puts you off, you know? But when they change, if they go within, now you'll be attracted to them, but you have to let God, universe, source do that, okay? That's out of your control. But when you want to manifest someone in particular, you don't focus on that person, you focus on you. You focus on you. That's how you manifest that person back. By putting you on the pedestal. You know, everything's energy. Thank you so much for the follow. And guys, it's about feeling good within. I manifested someone that I really wanted before I even knew the person. But guess what? They can only add on to the fear that I was living in, because you think this person's gonna be the best thing ever or make you feel love or whatever or da-da-da-da. But in the end, they can only add on to how you already feel. So you have to focus on you. You have to focus on you. Because it's not really that person that you want. It's the feelings that you believe that person is going to bring. Well, that person is only going to add on to the feelings that you are feeling currently. They're not going to change or replace. They cannot. They can only add on to how you feel. So you saying, oh, you think they've moved on. Imagine if you had them. You clearly have some, you know, anxiety within you, which means that you'll get them back. They're going to act out in ways for you to feel anxious. You know? What, when I really manifest seeing him, I embody it, but still 3D is not. Okay. You need to go within. You need to go within. I can tell you're too focused on this specific person. You want them so much, but you want them now. You know, it's like, where are they? Why aren't they here? And you've got a lot of anxiety attached to it as well. Checking where they are, checking if they're moving on, feeling like they've moved on because they're not communicating. checking their socials, trying to get in touch with them, see who they're hanging around, all of that. You're putting all of your energy and attention onto that person. You are pushing them away. You're not really manifesting them. You're pushing them away because you manifest with your feelings. So if they were to come back in your life, you would just feel anxious with them. You know, that's what would happen. So focus on you and the way that you feel. Okay, the second one was the imagination is the reality. The imagination is the reality. Right, let me just pin this person. The imagination is the reality. When you're manifesting a specific person, you have to understand, if you want to get them back and for them to stay, you have to be in the feelings of safety and security. You have to. Okay, what do I mean go within? If you want any cycle to end, anything to change in your life, you have to go within, because your life is a mirror. And everything and everyone in your life, they are all mirroring back to you what's going on within you. If you are insecure, these people are going to mirror that you are insecure. If you are living in survival mode, which is fear, these people are going to mirror that back to you. And if you want to stop cycles of behaviour, you must go within. You know, you could have relationship after relationship after relationship, and the same thing keeps happening. And the same things will continue to happen until you go within. It doesn't matter if you've left them and you've gone to another person, because you will find the same person in a different body over and over and over and over and over and over. How to go within? Everything is in the Self-Love Transformation Program. That's why I have put that together. Everything that you could possibly need to manifest your dream life. The partner, the relationship, romantic and platonic, material items, you know, whatever it is, you can manifest it all. It's all here and now. So, you know, everything is in that program. And like I say, if you were to go to university and do a course, it's like that, but you do it at your own pace. And it's the only course you will need for the rest of your life to manifest anything. You know, honestly, it is a life changer. It's hard to leave this person that mirrors you. It is hard to leave the person that mirrors you if you keep saying that it's hard, and also if you don't take accountability. Because if you don't go within, you're emotionally drawn to that person. As soon as you go within, it becomes easy, because as soon as you change, the mirror has to reflect that, which means you'll no longer be drawn to that type of person. They're more likely to give you the ick, because the lack of communication and respect they have for you will put you off. Okay, let me just go up a bit. It's because I feel him all the time and it's exhausting. The connection is so deep. How old are you, may I ask? And how long have you been together? But also, again, the best thing that you could do, this is my advice to you, I feel like you are quite young. the best thing that I could say to you is pull your energy back, because that doesn't mean that you've lost them. It actually gives it a better chance of them coming back if they are for you. Pull your energy back. Pull your energy back onto you. Focus on you. Go within. Go within. Third one, okay, the third one's a bit of a mouthful, but I'll say it to you. I have to have lived my dream life in the quantum, and then you could put brackets imagination, because that's what we mean by the quantum, is the imagination. So I have to have lived my dream life in the quantum, brackets imagination, first, before it shows up in the 3D. That's powerful to have that around you as well. So did you get that? I know it's a bit of a mouthful. How to pull energy back? Focus on you. Focus all on you. You don't really miss him. You miss your energy that you poured onto him. But that was you. Okay guys, any questions on the self-love transformation program before I head off? Oops. Let me... Yeah, so the program, it is self-led. Okay, let me just get my pen for a second, so... Let me just go up a bit. Yeah, the program is self-led. Let me just, I need to get a calendar on my laptop. Ooh. Oops. It's been a good live though. It has been a good live. How many pages, etc.? How long can it take? Okay, so it's set at your own pace. How it's laid out is you get a 30-day self-love transformation, which is self-concept booklet with questions and tools and techniques to ask yourself and to do for 30 days, okay? You're probably going to want to keep doing this every single 30 days, but the reason why you have that, everything to do, you know, step by step every single day, is for while you're doing the program. Because the program is actually the videos, right? It's Zoom recordings that we have done every week, and they are attached to the program. So that's just something you can be doing while you're doing the course. And all is required is for you to have your own notepad, pen, dedicated to this program. You take whatever notes stand out to you. I provide you with all the information, you know. It's basically a class every video, but you just watch it and then you write down what you get from it, because it's your intuition that you are using, you know. It's not, there's no right and wrong. There's not, oh, do this, do that. I provide all the information for you to live your dream life. You take the relevant notes. And every recording is their audio style and video style. So you can listen to it, you know, while you're doing things, or you can watch it as a video, or you can do both, okay? You can listen to it as you would a podcast, you know, with your headphones on. So I've done that purposely to give you a choice of how you want to do that. Those sessions are all the way until August, okay? And then once you're in the program, you're in there for life. So after August, there'll just be something bigger and better to take its place. However, currently at the moment, you have 20 files attached. So 2 of them is the self-love transformation booklet, you know, and worksheet. And then 9, wait, let me just figure this out. Let me get my calendar. Okay, yeah, and then from 2 to 10 is your video recordings. And then from 11 to 20 is the audio recordings. So that's about 2, 3, 4, 5, no, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. At the moment, 8 hours. 8 hours of recording. But you have that until August, which will be, let me get my calendar up. Okay, come on, laptop. All the information is on there. All the information is on there. Thank you so much for the follow. Right, let me get this up. Thank you for the follow. I'll get it up so we can be exact. But yeah, all the information is on there. What you get for life is, oh, thank you. All of those recordings, everything in the program, you have for life. You know, like if you were to go to a uni and do a course, you go in and the lecturer speaks to you, but it's not recorded every time. You have to be there. They may send you some printouts or whatever, but you miss out on the session. You've got these backed up, you have them for life. And once you're in the program, you're in the program for life. if that's what you meant. So you're always going to benefit every week from something. Thank you for the share. But yeah, I'm just getting the calendar up now to give you the exact hours. But it's being slow right now, so I need to also add some more testimonials as well that I want to put up. But yeah, thank you for the follow and the likes. So did that answer your question? How do I deal with feeling fear of meeting the same men? Okay, healing your father wound. Heal your inner child. Heal your inner child. That is required for you. Because your father wounds and your mother wounds are always going to play out, you know, especially in your romantic relationships, but they'll play out wherever you go. And you'll see it as well. People that have issues with a certain gender, it's not really that person. It's a deep-rooted issue with their mother or father that they are carrying within them. Maybe their mother did something when they were younger, or their father, and they've not forgiven them. So they act that out wherever they go. They project that anger. The third one, okay, it is a mouthful. So, let me just write it in here for you. I think it might be better. I first have to have lived my dream life in the quantum before I experience it in the 3D. There we go. Have you got that? I first have to have lived my dream life in the quantum before I experience it in the 3D. When it says quantum, you could put, imagination, like in brackets, if you would like. Okay. Any last questions, guys? The Self-Love Transformation Program is half price currently, if you want to make the most of that. Let me see if I can put this up again. We were going to go over what it's like living with a healed inner child, but we'll do that another time. So we will do that another time soon. Any last questions, guys? Okay, well, if you want to transform your life and manifest anything that you want, the Self-Love Transformation Program is half price. You've got all the recordings down there, audio and video. It's a course that you can do at your own pace. And you have it for life. Anything that you could ever possibly need to know about manifesting and bringing anything into your reality. You can put brackets, imagination, next to quantum, just so you know. Just so you know. Okay, also, how do I deal with feeling fear of meeting the same men? Yeah, the only way out is within. You have to go within. Because the fear that you have, the more fear you feel, that's not going to do anything. You'll keep meeting the same men over and over. Because you still feel fear tailored towards men, but it's coming from you. So the only way out is within. You want people to treat you different. You want people to show up differently. More importantly, you want to feel safe and secure in your interactions. You want to feel safe and secure wherever you go, whoever you're with. Only you can do that. It's your responsibility for how you feel. You know? You can live a life where you feel safe and secure in all of your interactions, which is you fully showing up authentically as who you are, taking up space. Everywhere you go, everything adds on to your safety and security. You found peace within, so your life is beautiful wherever you go, whoever you interact with, because they're mirroring back to you the peace that you have within you. You're going to find beauty in everything, and you'll be drawn to all the things that add on to your joy, if that's how you are feeling within. We all deserve to live a life full of abundance, absolutely. Abundance is all of our birthright. You came here to live in abundance, to manifest your dreams and desires, because that's why you have certain things that make you feel excited and happy and joyful when you think about them. That's the power you have. And with that energy, that's how you are manifesting. But if you decide to just always feel fear and insecurity and jealous and not do anything about how you feel, then you're manifesting a life to feel insecure about, to feel jealousy, because that's what you're choosing to be. Thank you so much for the follow. And you get more of who you are being. You know, how you feel is so important. It's determining the whole of your life. Least it late, but no, not late. Perfect timing for you. You know, when you find this information, it's the perfect timing for you. It's exactly when you were supposed to come across it. Okay? Like, I have married couples. I have married couples that I do personalised lessons with, right? Some of them are 60, 64, 65. They've been married for 35 years and they're in their 60s, okay? Perfect time for them to find this information. You know, even though they say, oh, imagine if we knew this when we were together the first year, and it's been 35 years for them, it doesn't matter, because the quality that their life is going to be now is beautiful, and they've gone through so many versions of life, haven't they? You know, so whenever you find this information, it's perfect time. And there's always going to be people that are way older than you that's found it, and there'll be people that's way older than them that's found it. Again, you find it at the perfect time. It's not to do with age or anything. It's to do with when you are ready for this information. So, you know, having couples in their 60s, that's the perfect time for them. Perfect time for them. If they were to find this information sooner, they might have not implemented it into their lives. So you see it when you are ready for it, you know, when you are ready to take accountability, and when you are ready to go all in, and you don't allow outside noise or other distractions to stop you from loving yourself. So it's always the perfect time. Always, always, always. And that is beautiful to know that. Always right on time. Okay. Let's see if we have... Guys, do we have any questions, but specifically any questions about the Self-Transformation Program? And if you guys, you know, when I end the live, if you guys do have any questions, feel free to reach out and I will answer you. It only takes a second of good to make up for all the bad days. That power of positive thinking, honestly, the power of positive thinking. And you just look at everything else from a different light, from a different angle. The power of positive thinking is absolutely everything. And when you change, which obviously everyone in the program, that's what you do. You're changing your personality, which is your personal reality. When you change, what happens is you now attract everything that was always for you, because there's no resistance now. And because you have changed, when you look back on your past, you have a different perspective of what's gone on. Rather than you being a victim and thinking about your past, feeling sorry about yourself, if it was to ever creep up, you would not have those feelings of dread or guilt or shame. You would feel unconditional love towards whoever, because you've changed as a person. You're no longer carrying any guilt, greed, shame, anger, resentment. You're carrying unconditional love and joy and peace. So it's beautiful. All from that, you know, flip of the switch. Yeah, I love that, because that is one of the homeworks as well in the program, is flip every negative thought to a positivity. Every single negative thought, flip to a positive thought. And the more that you do that, again, the more it's going to become a habit. So now it's just second nature for you to do that. You don't even think about it when you're doing it because it's a habit. And that is one of the best habits that you could ever form. So, you know, it's brilliant. Okay, let me see. Letting others to rule my thinking and putting people... Yeah. You know, you think that you're doing yourself a favour by putting people on a pedestal because you think this is how you're going to get validation. You know, you think that's how you're going to be approved and accepted and loved and whatever, is when you are putting these people above you. But you're actually creating a dynamic where these same people are going to show you why you are below them. Because you've created that dynamic. You do get it with friendships. You get it with like people at work, putting people at work above you. But you also get it, right, with your friends as well. Putting them above you. The same people are going to show you why you are below them. Because you've created that dynamic. Also, it happens a lot in romantic relationships. You know, you're pouring your energy into this person. You're putting them on a pedestal. You're making them appear like this amazing person. That same person is going to show you why you are below them. But you gave them that idea that they are above you in the first place. It was your energy that made them appear like they're better than you because you put them on the pedestal. Whenever you put anyone above you, you show the universe, this person is better than me. But everyone is the same. Everyone is equal. And by you doing that, you experienced feeling lesser than who you are. You experience a life shrinking yourself, feeling small, feeling limited, feeling like you're not as good as other people or whatever. Because you've created that dynamic. Is 3D real life? So your 3D is an illusion, which means anything can change. It's not that solid. It's vibration. So you can change it by changing the way that you think and feel. Your 3D, which is the mirror, is going to have to reflect that change. Okay. Was told to respect others, but no one told me respect myself first. Yeah. You know, they miss this information out, don't they? The only way out is within. I mean, I think they actually tell you the opposite. That it's dangerous to go within or whatever. But the only way out is within. So many people on the live to go away and think about joining the program and changing their lives. Honestly, it's an investment in you. It's an investment in you, and it's the best thing that you could ever do because you are prioritizing you, and your whole life is coming from you. Your whole life is about the feelings that you feel. So until you get to a place of feeling good within, nothing outside of you is going to make you feel good. Nothing. You know, you'll always be trying to fill a void. The only thing that can fill that void is by you changing how you feel and manifesting your dream life. That's going to make you feel happy. Feeling good within is going to make you happy. You have to produce those feelings. and then other people can add on to your happiness. We all deserve to live a life full of abundance, yeah. Your birthright is abundance. You know, you didn't come here to survive, to struggle, to barely survive. If you are living in fear, anxiety, worry, stress, all of that, you are living in survival mode, which means you are not even living. I would not call that living. You are barely surviving. You are alive, but you are not living. No way. Okay, 3D is what you experience. If you're referring back to that note, yeah, you can refer it back to the life that you are going to experience, yeah. I was just getting a bit deeper, but anyway, guys, does anyone have any questions? You said 3D is not real life. 3D is what you're experiencing in your waking life, but it's an illusion. It's not solid. So what do you define as real? I think you deserve a rest, hon. You've been amazing. Thank you. I hope you guys have gained a lot of knowledge from this live. We did go over a lot of examples on the board, which I think was amazing. We will go over different examples as well. I think we'll go over when someone is living with a healed inner child, but we'll do that at a later date. But yeah, if you have written those things on a post-it note, then that will be great for you. And remember, guys, don't give your power away to the 3D because it's not that real. Yes, you experience it, but if you don't like it, don't attach to it. Even if you're enjoying it, still don't attach to it, because it's never the things that's making you happy. It's how you feel and your imagination that's bringing it into reality. So always remember that. You don't need anything. You are whole and complete as you are. Everything is within you. Everything's within you. Everything's within you. That dream life, that relationship, whatever it is you want to experience, it's within you, because as soon as you become that person that has that thing, now you're going to see it. Now you're going to experience it. You know, that's how it works. Okay, so the only way out is within. Your imagination is the reality. And lastly, you first have to manifest in the quantum, which is visualizing it, you know, thinking about it, to produce the feelings before you get to experience it in the 3D. So thank you everyone that has been here. And if you want to join the program and change your life and manifest your dream life, then the link is in my bio. Self-Love Transformation Program. But until next time, have an amazing rest of your day, guys.